Patricia Miller always believed she had the perfect marriage. 20 years with David, a successful international business consultant, had given her a beautiful home in Connecticut, 2 wonderful children now in college, and a life many would envy. The frequent business trips to Asia were just part of the package, the sacrifice that made their comfortable life possible. It was an ordinary Tuesday when Patricia's world collapsed. While organizing David's office for tax season during his quarterly trip to Singapore, she found a small key she didn't recognize behind some financial binders. Hours later, she accidentally knocked over a heavy book, dislodging a section of decorative molding along the bottom of the bookcase. The molding popped loose, revealing a hidden compartment containing a small lockbox, perfectly matching the mysterious key she'd found earlier. Her hands trembled as she opened it. Inside were 3 passports, all with David's photograph, but only one with his name. The others bore the name David Chen. Her husband's legal name was David Miller. He had no Chinese heritage that she knew of. Beneath the passports lay photographs showing David with his arm around a beautiful Asian woman. The next photos were even more devastating. David with the same woman and 2 teenage children standing in front of a beautiful home with a sign in Chinese characters. Patricia sat back, photos scattered around her like fallen leaves. She felt as if she were floating outside her body, watching herself discover that her entire life had been built on lies. She uploaded an image to a translation app. The characters on the house sign translated to Chen Family Residence. This wasn't just an affair. This was another life, a second family. Patricia's first instinct was to call David immediately, but a strange calm settled over her. No, she needed more information first. She needed to understand the full scope of his deception before confronting him. Further examination of the lockbox revealed bank statements for accounts she'd never seen before, property tax documents for a house in Singapore, and school records for 2 children, Mei and Lin Chen, ages 17 and 15. Most damning was a marriage certificate. According to this document, David Chen had been married to Li Hua Wang for 19 years, almost as long as he'd been married to Patricia. The ceremony had taken place just 6 months after their own wedding. Her phone rang with David's familiar ringtone. She declined the call, sending it to voicemail. His text arrived moments later. "Hi honey, just checking in. Singapore meeting's running late. Miss you. Love you." Patricia's hands shook with rage as she typed a casual response. "All good here. Working on taxes. When's your flight home again?" She needed to maintain normalcy while figuring out what to do. His reply came quickly. "Saturday morning. Arrive Sunday afternoon. Can't wait to see you. 5 days to decide how to handle this revelation. 5 days to determine whether her 20-year marriage was worth saving or if it had always been nothing but an elaborate lie." By morning, she had made her first decision. She needed professional help. Patricia called her close friend Meredith, an attorney, who recommended a private investigator. That afternoon, Patricia sat across from Eleanor Santos, a former FBI agent turned PI. Eleanor's demeanor remained professional, as Patricia laid out the evidence of David's double life. "This happens more than you'd think," Eleanor said gently. "International business provides the perfect cover for maintaining separate families. The time zones, the distance, the legitimate reason for regular travel and money transfers." Patricia provided Eleanor with every document she could access: bank statements, credit card bills, phone records, and David's passport details from the hidden lockbox. On Friday morning, Eleanor called with her preliminary findings. David Chen and Li Hua Wang were married in Singapore 19 years ago, she explained during their meeting. They have 2 children, Mei, who's about to graduate high school, and Lin, who's in 10th grade. They own a home in an upscale neighborhood. David's parents, his biological parents, live nearby. His father is Chen Weiming, a prominent businessman in Singapore. Based on immigration records, David was born as Chen Dawei. He came to the United States for college and became a naturalized citizen, legally changing his name to David Miller. Patricia's composure faltered. His parents? He told me his parents died in a car accident before we met. His parents are very much alive. In fact, they appear actively involved in their grandchildren's lives. There are social media posts showing family gatherings as recent as David's last trip. The revelation hit Patricia like a physical blow. Not only had David hidden a second family, but he had erased his entire cultural identity and family of origin from the life he shared with her. Financial records show David has been transferring significant sums to Singapore, not just for family expenses. He's been investing in his father's business. Based on corporate filings, he owns a substantial stake in Chen Holdings Limited valued at approximately $30 million. Patricia sat in stunned silence. It wasn't just a secret family, it was a secret identity, a hidden fortune, an entire life that had run parallel to the one she thought they shared. That evening, Patricia sat alone surrounded by the evidence of David's betrayal. His flight would land tomorrow. In less than 24 hours, he would walk through their front door, kiss her cheek, and act as if he hadn't just spent 2 weeks living as another woman's husband. Her phone chimed with a text. "Boarding now. Can't wait to hold you tomorrow. Love you always." By morning, Patricia had made her decision. She packed a suitcase with essential documents and personal items. She wrote letters to her children, explaining that she needed time away without revealing their father's deception. That conversation deserved to happen in person. At the airport, she texted David, "I know about Li Hua, Mei, and Lin. I know about your parents in Singapore. I know everything, David. Or should I call you Da Wei? Don't come home. My lawyer will contact you." 6 months later, Patricia sat in her new apartment overlooking the Pacific Ocean. The divorce had been finalized with surprising speed once David realized she had irrefutable evidence. The financial settlement was generous, far more generous than it would have been had she not discovered his hidden assets. Her daughter Emma called from college. "Mom, I had lunch with Dad yesterday. He wants to know if you'd be willing to talk. He says there are things you don't understand." "What did he tell you about why we divorced?" "He said he made a terrible mistake when he was young," Emma replied. "He said cultural pressures and family obligations trapped him in a situation he couldn't escape, and then it got too complicated to fix." "Emma, honey, your father made choices. Thousands of choices, every day for 20 years. Each time he lied to me, to us, it was a choice. But Mom, people make mistakes. They get trapped." "This wasn't a mistake," Patricia said firmly. "A mistake is forgetting an anniversary. What your father did was systematic deception on an almost unimaginable scale." "Have you met them? His other family?" "No, and I don't intend to." "I have," Emma admitted quietly. "Dad introduced me to them on video chat. The kids, my half-siblings, they didn't know about us either. They're victims in this too." Patricia hadn't considered that perspective, that the other family might be as deceived as her own. Had Li Hua known about Patricia and her children? Or had she too believed she was in an exclusive marriage? "Tell your father I'll think about it," Patricia finally said. After hanging up, Patricia sent a text to David. "Emma says you want to talk. I'm not ready yet, but I might be someday. In the meantime, I have one question. Did Li Hua know about me?" His response came quickly. "No. She was as deceived as you were. I've lost both of my families now. She filed for divorce when she learned the truth." Patricia stared at the message, feeling an unexpected wave of sympathy for a woman she had never met. A woman on the other side of the world who had just experienced the same devastating revelation. Two women, two families, connected by the elaborate lies of one man. Perhaps someday, when the pain had dulled further, she would be ready to hear David's explanation. Not for reconciliation, but for closure. For now, Patricia was focused on rebuilding her life on a foundation of truth rather than deception. She had learned the hardest possible way that even the most seemingly perfect marriage could be hiding devastating secrets. But she had also discovered her own resilience, her capacity to face unimaginable betrayal and still move forward with dignity and strength. The moral of this story isn't about forgiveness or second chances. It's about the fundamental importance of honesty in relationships. No matter how complicated life becomes, no matter what cultural or family pressures exist, deception only leads to deeper pain. The truth may be difficult, but living a lie eventually destroys everything it touches. If you're keeping secrets from those you claim to love, remember Patricia and Lihua, two women whose decades of life were built on carefully constructed lies. Ask yourself, is any obligation, any pressure, any desire worth causing that kind of pain? If you enjoyed this story, then do well to like, comment, and subscribe for more real-life relationship stories that will make you rethink everything you thought you knew about love and marriage. What would you have done in Patricia's situation? Let me know in the comments below.